Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Mike Makes It. We're in the garage, and this time we're going to have a quick look at my 100e, the Ford 100e Anglia. Been sitting in the garage for 3-4 years now. Long-term project, and I mean long-term, in the sense it's 12 months before I can get to it. I'll have a look for a couple of days, then it's another 12 months. So kind of, I'm not giving it the time it really needs at the moment, but there's many other projects going on here at Mike Makes It, so I got a few bits on my hands at the minute. But what we're going to do, you've had a look at the engine in a past video, I'll link that in. You've had a look at the interior. Now what we're going to do is dive into the pit here. Lucky enough to have a pit in the garage. Can't really use it because there's a car stuck on it, but that's the story we're looking at now. So I'm going to grab a couple of boards, get them up, and we'll have a look really what the state of the car is underneath. I haven't been in the pit for a couple of years, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. It used to flood with water, but I did manage to stop that. Or I hope I did. We'll have a look. Anyhow, up with the panels. Right, it's not too bad down there, so let's go take a look. Right, that's me in the pit. A little bit undignified climbing down here. A little bit restricted for access, I'm afraid. Only got about 2 foot opening. I put a couple of steps in here coming down the pit, which does help in conjunction with the ladder. The main reason is the 100e is almost as long as the garage, so with 100e pulled all the way back to the garage door, that's the direction we're looking at. I only have this much access to get in, and it works. You don't want to keep getting up and down, it's a bit of a pain, so when you're down here you want to effectively leave your tools in here and away you go. But let's have a little look around, see if I can remind myself, because it literally has been a couple of years since I've been under here. Get some light on the situation. Let's start at the front. I got a suspension kit from a guy online. Wasn't that impressed with it. Still in here at the minute. You got the links, rose jointed links, adjustable. Just at the front there, we pointed out this assembly, bit of a replacement chassis subframe, if you want to call it that, at the front. That's not too bad. Well, it's the second one. So the first one was terrible. The second one was better. It's these joints I'm not that happy with. They seem to be almost, you look at that one there, get the light to stay there. It's almost, in my mind, at maximum travel, and we're not even going anywhere yet. You see how it's all cocked sideways. Now, I've not been able to get an explanation from anybody on that, but that don't look right to me. I've tried it both ways around. I've tried it the other way as well, in case I had it upside down, but I haven't. But I need to come back to that. Look at that. You got your Type 9 gearbox sitting here, so we can get away a bit. There you go. Type 9 gearbox. I've made my own subframe, or not, I say subframe, rear end for the gearbox mounting. You see there's actually scaffold tubing, square box are made up, and it goes off to the other cross member on the chassis rail itself. There's two chassis rails effectively running through the length of the car. This has got the standard rubber membrane, the rubber suspension in here, so that should keep the gearbox supported fairly well. That's the plan anyhow. I'm partway through doing clutch adjustment here, hydraulic clutch I want to put in on the Type 9. Normally it's a cable actuated one, so bits have been begged and borrowed from Land Rover parts, etc. So that's what I'm doing there. Not much to look at under there, it's just the same. I've got disc brakes I've upgraded from the drum. They're standard Ford Escort Mark II drum brakes, disc brakes I should say. Bit of welding going on here. Let me grab the torch again. Excuse me 1 second. A few spiders enjoying himself. It's 1959, the car. Very good condition the chassis was in. The welding, my welding, leaves something to be desired, and every time I come back after a year or two I redo it, and I may well do this again. I might put new sills in. Well, it's a bit debatable, but once I got time on the project and get back down here I can decide what I want to do. I had to cut this out here. There's a cross member, if you want to call it that, on the main chassis to get the gearbox nose in, but I plan to reinforce this, put a piece across. There's the old exhaust pipe, 2-inch straight the way through. Got one, I think they call it a cherry bomb silencer there, and there's a single box at the back. We'll go back and have a look at it in a minute. That's 2-inch, like I say. That's a 4-into-1 manifold. It's tucked up just up there. You can just about see it. We'll go to the back briefly. Gas shocks on the back. What more can I say about that? They're adjustable, pair of them on either side. I had a custom made prop made up because of the length of the gearbox versus the axle at the back. That's a 105 axle, not the standard 100. I can't remember the ratio of the diff. It's pretty much, I'll put it in the comments, or put it in the description I should say, the ratio. 2.94 seems to ring a bell. But yeah, don't quote me on that. There's the back end of the box, and that just goes out to 2-inch tailpipe. No 3-inch pipes or anything silly, it's just literally what it is all the way through. I'm not trying to get it to pretend it's something it's not. There's some custom made hangers there for the exhaust. Some more going on up here. So I think it should all be fairly safe and tidy once it's done. I've kept the exhaust as close as I can to the underside of the chassis for obvious reasons, speed bumps, etc. Flexi joined in there. So I really do need to get back down here, but Land Rover projects, work, etc. have kept me away from it. But I think I'll come down with a brush, probably work on this next. I think that was the last thing I was looking at, was the conversion to hydraulics for the clutch change. So that's what I'll be doing next. But that's just a little bit of an insight of a project that is ongoing, but it's slow as a snail. Tortoise probably in my case. But I hope you found that interesting. If you've got any comments, please leave them, or any questions about the 100E. More than happy to try to answer them. But I think from underneath the car, spiders included, that's all I got to say. Anyhow, thanks for watching.